In this video, we got a bit of an update on a game that a lot of people are waiting to hear more about, and that is Lost Soul Aside. This game has been in development for a little bit by OT0 Games. Started off as a bit of a passion project, but now has developed into a full-blown action RPG. Looking fantastic. We'll talk a little bit about that, I should say. And actually, Tencent has acquired a minority stake in the development studio of OT0. We'll talk all about that. And I want to give you guys an update on a couple of games that are coming to PlayStation. We'll go over that at the end of this video. But first of all, Tencent has acquired a minority stake in Lost Soul Aside developer OT0 Games. As noted on PlayStation Lifestyle, Nico Partners senior analyst Daniel Ahmad has revealed that Chinese giant Tencent has acquired a 10% minority stake in Lost Soul Aside developer OT0 Games. Details of the deal have not been made public, however. As far as the game's development, it was noted that development is progressing well. Tencent has been increasing its M&A activity in the HD console game space, acquiring both minority and majority stakes in console game developers both in China and overseas. It has also invested in a number of Chinese console game devs, including the devs behind Sinner. Lost Soul Aside is a game that, whenever I talk about it, a lot of people seem to know about it and are incredibly excited for it. Unfortunately, it's just been one of those titles that we get information about, once a year, once every other year, and then it kind of goes in seclusion and we don't hear much about it. The game development is seemingly progressing along well, and that's very exciting to hear. When I saw this game in action, and generally speaking, the comparison people make, design style very reminiscent of a Final Fantasy 15. Then when you look at the gameplay, this looks like an over-the-top Devil May Cry action-oriented title. It looks fantastic when you actually see it in motion. It's a game that I absolutely want to play, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not it stays as a PlayStation 4 title, it ultimately becomes a PlayStation 5 title, or what the deal with Lost Soul Aside is. But I think the game can be an incredible success, and I think it could do very well from a commercial standpoint if it delivers. And obviously, as a debut project, they want to make the game as good as possible and deliver on that front. I wish we got the game in 2020. Doubt we're going to get it in 2021 just based on the fact that we haven't been hearing much about it. Hopefully in 2022, that's the year where we'll finally get our hands on Lost Soul Aside. Maybe this will end up being a cross-gen game. I wouldn't be all too surprised if that ended up being the case. Okay, moving on from that, I want to quickly put some attention on a couple of games coming to PlayStation, a couple of low-key titles. Narita Boy launches on March 30th. This is an old-school action-adventure retro platform. I talked a little bit about it before, but it notes itself a radical action-adventure as a legendary pixel hero trapped as a mere echo within the digital kingdom. Discover the mysteries behind the techno sword, lock swords with the corrupt and tainted stallions, and save the world. The game has a very old school look, and it reminds me of, you guys ever heard of the game Super Brothers, a sword and a sorcery or something like that? I'm totally forgetting the name of it. Let me look it up. But it was a game that originated on mobile, and then it released on a couple of other platforms. So I'm sure you guys remember what I'm talking about. Super Brothers, yes, Sword and Sorcery EP. It's $8 on Steam. Very much getting vibes of that game out of Narita Boy. I don't know if the comparison is completely apt, but that's immediately what I thought of. Action gameplay looks very stylish, and if you're a fan of that old school pixel visualization, I think you're going to be super into it. Again, that drops March 30th. Okay, next up, puzzle platformer World Splitter is dropping for the PlayStation 4 in 2021. Now, this is a game that is noted to be a 2D puzzle platformer challenging you with multi-dimensional puzzles, and this one has a bit of a colorful look going on to it, but it's also incredibly simplistic at the same time. I say that with not as a negative, but it's not crazy in terms of its technical nuances, but it's also very colorful at the same time, if that makes any sense. The game features a unique gameplay mechanic, a combination of jump and run elements and logical thinking puzzles. Each level consists of 2 parallel worlds separated by the dimension rift. The character can move freely through the rift and interacts only with the visible parts of both worlds. You have to master the rift and make it pave your way through the world. So this is due out sometime later in 2021. It'll be on all major platforms, PS4, X1, Switch, and PC. So if you're a fan of puzzle games, this is probably one to keep on your radar. And lastly, this is one that hasn't been confirmed for PlayStation 4 in particular, but Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Holy crap, this is a game right up my alley. Now, this was previously planned for a 2021 release. Now it's been pushed to 2022, and it will be available on PC as well as, quote, all relevant platforms. I would imagine that PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 would be one of those platforms because this is a game I think that audience would be all over. Right away when you see the game, what do you get vibes of? Oh baby, that Jet Set Radio. I get Jet Set Radio vibes all day from Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, 1 second per second of advanced funk style. Start your own cipher and dance tag trick, face off with the cops, and stake your claim to the extrusions and cavities of a sprawling metropolis. Game has that quirky art style that is reminiscent of Jet Set Radio as well. In the game, you can choose a character from your crew and explore the three-dimensional streets freely. The goal is to bomb and get your name up. Every neighborhood has many spots to find where you can paint graffiti. Once you get enough rep, you can challenge the local crew for the territory. Features a unique trick system with grinding, sliding, wall running, and tricking in the air as well as on the ground, and you'll encounter a lot of weirdos. Your boost pack allows you to hit even the most insane spots with ease. Once you master a graffiti spot, you can activate graffiti mode and be suspended in mid-air. Hit all the targets, and the sequence you make will determine the piece that shows up. Bigger size spots mean more targets to hit before the timer runs out. The game is scheduled for sometime in 2022, and the experience of the game is focused on single player rather than multiplayer, so that is something to bear in mind if you were looking for a multiplayer style of game. Noted to be a 3D platformer. I don't know if everybody's gonna be all over the art style, but I love the quirky look to it, and it looks so much different than a lot of other games on the market. I'm a big fan of that old school look, whether it be pixel graphics and things of that nature. However, this one, stylized the way it is, I'm digging the look of it. Hopefully it is out in 2022. Hopefully it becomes a pretty quality-filled game, because I don't know if Sega's ever gonna release another Jet Set Radio title. Maybe at some point when they see the demand for this game, and if this does pretty well, because I see the general comparison that people are making is towards Jet Set Radio, so we'll ultimately see how this one turns out. Unfortunate that it is seeing a delay until 2022, but hopefully when it does come out, it is of something of quality. Check out the trailer for yourself with all the music and everything like that, because I think you guys will dig it. So yeah, again, 2022 for that. And that's gonna wrap up this one. Again, Tencent acquiring a minority stake in Ulti-Zero Games. That might bum some people out, but I think Lost Soul Aside is still going to progress along as a tremendous game. Hopefully they can realize everything we've seen of this game so far into an overarching, 12, 15, 20-hour game, because that is ultimately going to be the goal with this one. Narita Boy coming March 30th, something that I think looks pretty cool. Puzzle platformer world splitter coming to PlayStation 4 and all major platforms in 2021, and Bomb Rush Cyberfunk coming sometime in 2022. Hopefully we see a PlayStation release on that. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.